Hi, welcome to Blogging 101 for the author. My name is Patricia McClellan Terrell and I write under the pen name PM Terrell. I've been an author since 1984 and I've been blogging for about 10 years now. My personal website is pmterrell.com and this video is being brought to you by thenovelbusiness.com. By far, the two biggest challenges in blogging are what to say and how to build your audience. What blogging is not is overt selling. Never blog to say, please buy my book. But what blogging is storytelling. Authors love to tell stories, and people remember things much better when it's through a story. So think of your blog as a series of short stories. Only you can tell the short stories behind the scenes of your book. Why did you become an author? Who influenced you and why? Why do you do what you do? And how do you do it? What's your style? When do you write? And where do you write? Your audience also wants to know how you got the idea for your book. What true stories may have influenced your plot, and tell about those true stories. What fiction influenced your plot, whether it's a genre or a specific book? And what research did you perform, and how did you perform that research? Tell your audience about your protagonist and antagonist. Are they male or female, young, middle-aged, elderly? Are they a specific nationality or from a particular culture? And how did you develop the character for your main characters? Were they based on people that you know, or different characteristics from different people? How many supporting characters do you have in your book, and what role do they play? Your readers will also want to know when your book takes place. And why did you choose that particular time? Did it have any historical significance? Or what stories wrap around that particular time? Was there a war as the backdrop, a famine, a natural disaster? Bring people into that era so that they can actually feel what your characters are going through. What you're doing with these stories is you're building your world so that your readers are pulled into that world. You're telling them enough that they can identify with particular characters, whether it's the protagonist or supporting characters. Tell them enough that they're interested in where it takes place. There's books that take place in certain areas of the world, like Scotland or Ireland, that always have an audience. Tell them enough so that they're interested in that era. If it takes place during World War I or World War II or the Civil War, or maybe it's peacetime and there's something significant about that era, that time that you chose it. What you're doing is you're whetting their appetite for your book without overtly selling it. One way that you can determine which stories will resonate with your readers is to list the stories that resonate with you, and then analyze why do they resonate. Why do you feel connected to those characters or those particular places or that particular time? Then make your book come alive through your short story blogging. In fact, even listing the stories that resonate with you can actually be a short story in itself, because your readers will be interested in what you read. You'll also want to consider your audience, whether you're writing for male, female, a particular age range, or a specific nationality or culture. What are their interests, and why would your book appeal to them? Then write your short stories based on your book's appeal. You never want to use your blog for hard selling. Never tell your audience how great your book is, and never urge them to buy your book because you need the money or you need for them to buy it. Instead, what you're doing is you're actually using your blog as an extension of your book. You want to reel them in, get them so excited about the plot, the characters, the backdrop, that they'll want to buy your book. If you don't come away from this with anything other than one point, that should be that writing is all about empathy. Can your readers feel your plot? Can they identify with your characters? Can they feel the emotion in your story? If they can put themselves into your character's shoes, or if they can become connected to your story, then you have a larger chance for a sale. If your blog is dry and boring, or you ask them to please buy your book, they're going to assume that your book is written exactly the same way. Always remember to add your byline at the bottom of each and every blog. Your byline should consist of your pen name, your website with a hyperlink, your book that most closely mirrors that particular blog, especially if you have written a number of books, and a hyperlink from your book title to an online purchase site. For example, if your book is available on Amazon, you want to use the exact link. You never simply want to link to Amazon, because if they have to search for it, it's going to take them more time and more effort. Your book cover should also be displayed with a hyperlink to the online purchase site. Also, remember tag words and phrases, because the search engines are going to look for those. So let's assume that you have written your short story and you're getting ready to post it to your blog. What you want to do is use that blog as a hub. It's the center, or the centerpiece. You're going to schedule social media tweets and posts that link back to your blog. So if you're a member of Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, make sure that you are giving them a little bit about your blog and linking back to that blog for the entire story. Then you want to engage your social media audience with dialogues and trialogues. Trialogues are where customers are speaking to each other. One of the biggest problems with blogging is when people think that once they've written a blog, it's old history. It's never old history. Reuse your blogs. Create a Word document with links, a list of your links to each one of your blogs. Then once a month, use a program such as Hootsuite to schedule your tweets and your posts, and then link back to those blogs repeatedly. Next, you'll want to analyze your results. Pay attention to the blogs with the most interaction. In this example here, I don't have a lot of comments on the blog itself, but I get all of my comments through social media engagement. So when you're analyzing, don't just look at the blog and whether it got comments, but look at Facebook and see how many people are commenting, or how many people are retweeting your tweet, or other engagement and other visitors. Then give the reader more of what they're looking for. If there are particular blogs that resonate, you want to do more of that type. Study your audience's reaction. One of the most common questions is how often you should blog. And a second question, when to post it. I found it intriguing that most people actually stop reading blogs because they end up getting too many of them. And then they stop following because it's become a nuisance. So try the slow approach first, once a week. For example, if you use the ideas in this video, then you should have enough for several months' worth. Analyze your audience and post your blog when they're most likely to have the time to read it. For example, Facebook is the #1 social media for business to consumer, and you are a business if you have written a book, and the consumer are the readers that you want to get. A lot of times people work during the week, and the best time to reach them is on the weekends or in the evenings. So you could try to post your blog on a Friday and then boost your post on Facebook so that over a 3-day period people are seeing the link to your blog. Then analyze the number of visits the blog receives as a result of your boost. So this has been Blogging 101 for the author. If you are interested in more of the nuts and bolts regarding social media, like how to boost on Facebook or how to use the other social media networks to help you get more readers and more followers, then there are additional videos through thenovelbusiness.com. Thank you, and I hope that you've enjoyed this video.